Good evening and welcome back. Today is definitely another good day here for certain. Here in Colombia, if you guys don't know where you are and who you're with, we're going to get into that for certain. But what I do need you to do, if you are the person that is looking to move abroad, you guys are in the exact right place that you need to be. However, if you aren't the person that's looking to move abroad, you can definitely stay here. You're welcome. But if you know someone, if you know somebody that is actually looking to move abroad, what I need you to do is on whatever platform you are watching this, share this with that person. Because what we get into on this platform is not just the resources, the visa lawyers, or the real estate people that can help you find a place. What we do is do our best, and it's only my best that I can do is try to help you before you book a ticket. There are so many people that are looking to move abroad and are just booking a ticket, thinking that's just it. All I need to do is just book a ticket, pick a place, and I'm going to have a great time. That's not the case. You are already seeing in such a short time where more people are moving abroad, you're already seeing people return. So, what we do on this platform is designed to help you not only with the resources that you know you need, but the real talk, the conversations, the things that you might forget running out of the burning house that is America, giving you guys the opportunity to talk to somebody, hear from people that have actually done it, hear from people that have actually made the move, done it successfully. It's not just making a move. You guys think it's just picking a place and figuring it out from there. You want to be successful, but how do you be? So, this platform has been designed to help you, the person that is looking to move abroad, the person that is curious and thinking, hey, what's going on in America? I might not be willing to do anymore. But America has never put us Americans in a position to say everywhere or anywhere is better. What the things that you have here aren't normalized elsewhere. They also didn't give us the tools, the things that we can say and say, okay, this is how I leave America. So right now, what we're doing, and when I say we, I mean you guys, the people that are looking to move abroad. You're running into Google, you're running onto Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, whatever it is that you are consuming your relocation content. But a lot of the content that is being consumed is not designed to help you. You. And I'm talking to a whole bunch of people right now, but it's just you. You are the only person in this relocation equation that matters. What I've done and have already done, I've done it. I'm here. What you are doing and what you are looking to do is isolated to you. What you see other people do, what other people do for you as far as create content around relocation that paints this rosy picture of what life outside of the United States could look like, that's great for views, comments, likes, shares, all of the things that the algorithm loves. But you aren't an algorithm. You are a person in this journey and looking to give up everything that you are comfortable, both uncomfortable and comfortable with in the United States. And then look to go live in another country. Many of these places that you have on your top expat destinations list don't speak English first. So, what do you do? We have come out with the 21 days of relocation, started on January 11th, will obviously end on January 31st. What it is designed to do is give you guys some relocation assistance. Now, you guys can go to movetravelabroad.com. You guys can get all the relocation assistance there. We have it all: visas, relocation in the box, everything that you need to get to the other side of the TSA. But the 21 days of relocation reality check is designed to help you have a reality check, because a lot of you are moving with no reality check. A lot of you are doing the introspection and the reflection of what it takes to move abroad. Who am I? What am I actually doing? And then how do I execute? I get it. I've never been in a fire, but I have been in dangerous situations. And I know what a fight or a flight situation is. And you've been fighting this entire time. But right now, it's the opportunity to take that situation and not consider it a flight. Because a flight could be from a fight or flight situation like you're running from something. And I tell people, when you guys look to move out of America, don't run out of America. Make sure you take your time. You are a grown person, but this may be the first time that you have actually been into another place, not on vacation, looking to live. So, what we do over these 21 days is give you the real talk. Listen, you can consider me your brother, cousin, friend, whatever it is that you want. But as Master P said, I got the hookup. And the only hookup I have for you is just to give you a little pause when looking to move abroad and realistically say to yourself, have I done the real research? Have I done the real intentful things that I need to do to ensure that I have success in moving abroad? Not just a scenario where I saw it on the internet and it sure looks cool and it sure look like they're having a good time. Yeah, that'll fade really quick. So if you guys don't know who I am, my name is RJ Mood. I'm originally from Philadelphia. I am just like you, an American, born in America, grown up in Philadelphia, went to school in Atlanta, and then essentially from there moved to Florida and out of the United States. That's all of it in a nutshell because we don't have a long time. We just have enough time to get you guys into the topic of tonight. Tonight's topic is essentially to address some of the questions and concerns that you may be getting when you talk to your family or your friends, or you have that inner monologue, that thing in your head when you're sitting there saying, is this smart? Is this something that I can do? So tonight's conversation is literally around, is moving abroad running away from all the stuff that you have going on in America and all the things that are going on in America? Or is it actually smart? And that's such a complex scenario because a lot of people, especially in America, they've got a lot going on. So we hear something like, okay, cool. Is it smart? It seems smart. It seems strategic. It seems like running away or not running, but removing myself from the equation of what the hell is going on in America is a lot smarter than staying there. Excuse me, and I get it. But if you guys understand what we're doing here, it's nothing at just face value. We do our best to peel that onion back because this is what will keep you abroad. This is what will make you have success, increase the probability of you having success. These conversations and these questions. So if you already have it, make certain you are sharing this with somebody that needs to hear this conversation. But make certain if you are the person that things come in one ear and go out of the other. I always tell people when it comes to relocation, write it down. Don't type it into your phone. Don't type it into your computer. Take a old-fashioned pen and some paper and write it down. Because you need to get this out of your head. This relocation thing is doable, but so many people are doing it in the wrong way. When I talk about leaving America, I get a lot of different comments from a lot of different social media platforms, and it's always so funny the comments that I see because they range. Some people are like, "This is exactly what I needed to hear." Some people are like, "Why would I ever leave America?" Other people are saying that, and even more extended, especially when it comes to us. They're like, our ancestors built America. Why would I ever leave? Well, you guys have to understand that that fact is true. They built America. The work that they did for free for hundreds of years shaped what America is now has now become. Not necessarily like, then again, maybe necessarily the things that we're seeing now, but yes, that is true. However, they didn't sign up to do that. They didn't fill out an application. They didn't book a cruise. So when you look at what America has for us and what America has for the general American, it's a lot of false promises and things that aren't really rooted in essentially what it is that you need. You know why? Because you're looking for relocation content. You're looking to leave what the American dream was and sold you because it doesn't seem to balance out. So you guys are thinking, because America has told us, there's so many third world countries around the globe. America is not a third world country, but those other ones are. And I'll tell you guys, it's so funny when you categorize what the third world country thing means, or actually what it actually comes down to, because there are so many things that in the places America has deemed a third world country, that they have better access to just basic human life things than you do. I'll give you an example. I'm here in Medellin, Colombia, and I can only speak for Medellin. However, I was just in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, for a couple of months, and I saw the exact same thing there. You can afford to get sick. You can afford to pay a doctor to get better. Medicine isn't in somebody's back pocket. You know, in America and the United States, you guys are in a scenario of uh, being comfortable with not even being uncomfortable. It's one thing of being uncomfortable. You ever been in a dentist and the dentist say, this is going to feel like a little pressure? And you're like, this feels like more than a little pressure. Yeah, take that. But imagine you are in a scenario where your ass is actually burning. A lot of people in America's ass is actually on fire right now. Like, I get it. I know that. But a lot of people also with same ass on fire aren't even looking to leave. Do you realize that so many people, even though it's just you and you say to your friends and your family, "Oh, I'm going to look and leave." And they're like, why would you leave? And it's like, do you see what is going on? It's not even outside, not even out of your door. It's not even outside of the United States. This is a global thing that is going on right now. So when we talk about whether it is good to leave and all of that stuff, is it running away? I asked you, it could be. It could be for you. A lot of people are running away. When you run away, your first reaction is to flee. Your first reaction is your knee-jerk reaction. Oh, I'm just going to leave. Fight or flight, right? Oh, something's happening in front of me. I'm not going to put my fist up. I'm just going to run. I don't even know what direction. I'm just going to run. So if you're in a scenario where you haven't actually sat with what you're thinking about, then I don't think it is a positive choice to move abroad. It is actually running away. But you need to understand that you have to understand that you need to run to something. That is why I told you about the exercise. And if you're new here, you haven't heard about this. But if you aren't new here, I say this often because I need you to do it. And it's not for me. It's only for you, your household, your family, whoever it is that's coming with you on the other side of TSA. I need you to wrap your head around that. Take a piece of paper down. I need you to write exactly what you are looking to give up on the left-hand side. Draw a straight line down the paper, and on the left-hand side, to tell yourself everything that you are looking to give up. Everything. Once you do it, you might think right now, oh, it's only a couple of things. Why do I need a whole piece of paper? Start like maybe you'll come back to it in the next day or two after you've seen all this BS that continues go on. You run into a police brutality situation, or you run into a ICE situation, or you run into any situation insert America was going on right now. And you say, this is what I also don't want in my life. This is what I'm also tired of. And then you realize it went from 5 to 25 to 55 to 105 different things that, I'm actually really done with this part of my life. I don't want this. And if I didn't have it, I felt like my life would be better. But I also need you to do, because I told you to draw just one line down, and on the left-hand side, only tell me what it is that you are looking to get rid of. Because on the right-hand side, I need you to figure out what it is that you want. You guys are leaving the United States and are being in a position to run away and not even know where you're running to. How? You're a grown ass person. You are probably 30 plus years old if you are watching me. I got grays in my beard. You guys are probably 30 plus years old. You may have dependents, a woman that looks up to you, a man that looks up to you, and you guys all need to be together. You might have children, and you're running out of America and being unprepared. You're asking, is this a good move? And I can say, not the way you're doing it. You guys have to realize that running away is not what you want to do. You can run towards something. You can walk towards something. You could even jog towards something. But running away from something means that you didn't even have enough thought process to know where you're running to, what you are looking for. Just the same way as it is good for you to get the therapy as well as the visualization. And I tell people, I'm old school enough to tell you to write it down. Don't just have it in your head. Don't just text somebody about it. Don't just put it in your notes. No, take that thought, grab a pen, take it to paper, and put it down in front of you. Put it down in front of you. If you had a home phone when you grew up, then you know what I'm talking about when I'm saying write it down. You didn't have all this technology. This technology is hindering you because you think that all I need to do is go on Instagram and watch somebody that already did it because they told me it was $40 for a bottle in the club and it's only $3 to get this food. That's not going to keep you out of the United States. None of it. It's going to get you there and it's going to get you there initially, but you aren't going to sustain there. So I need you to have that weird yin and yang with what I'm leaving and what I'm looking for. Because when you also understand what you're leaving and what you're looking for, will help you narrow down where the hell you're going. Y'all are being sold by other people's dreams. And I get it. You know why? Because in America, it is often what we see. We do this thing. It's like a Groundhog Day, Monday through Friday, excuse me, fun day. No fun day there. Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sunday also. The rigmarole of the American rat race is consistently the exact same thing over and over and over again. You know it. You said it to yourself all the time. It's like I don't even know what day it is. They all run together these days. If you're a parent, Saturday and Sunday is no off day for you. These kids wake up early as hell. What tricks and Fruit Loops and whatever it is that you're giving them, they got a bunch of things that's not positive for them. That's a whole nother conversation. But think about this. So you're running this consistent scenario, and you haven't even got the opportunity to look, take a second, take a deep breath, take a pause, and say, "Hey, what am I? What do I want? Am I doing what I want? Who gets to do what they want?" Shoot. Let me tell you something. I talked to my uncle, and he's 70, 69, 70, I don't know, something like that. And I tell him, I'm not guaranteed any of these days ahead of me. Just because you ahead of me don't mean that you're gonna see me pass. I've already lost friends that didn't make it to my age. I'm only 38 years old. I've lost friends and they haven't even seen 38 years old. You aren't guaranteed any of this extra life. So to just continue running this rat race scenario, you're not guaranteed any of this. So you have to wrap your head around that and say, okay, what the hell do I want in a little bit of life that I have? You might write it all down about the end of the sentence and writing the last sentence. That could be the end. You could just fall out right there. You don't have any control of that. So you guys aren't moving as if you have control with this whole thing, and you have control of only the one thing you can do is be intentional. You guys are running in the rat race of America, and it's like I tell people all the time, someone else is driving your car. Big pharma, big capitalism, whatever it is, they saying you chasing this $100,000 dream, this $1 million dream, and you are literally in this scenario where you're gonna look up. You've already looked up. Listen, I told you I'm 38 years old. I got out of Morehouse in 2009. I'm we gonna be at a 20-year graduation from high school. I just had a 20-year graduation from from college. I just had a 20-year graduation from high school. Time flies. I had hair and no beard. I got beard and no hair. Y'all are moving as if y'all don't want to have any control over your life. You've already lived up and signed up to the American dream where you're saying, hey, America, run my life. I'm gonna just sit in the passenger seat and you're gonna tell me what's the best thing to do for me. And even if I don't get any of the things that you sold me and say, hey, we're going here. And they're like, when are we gonna get there? That is where you guys are at right now. So right now it's the opportunity to get back into the driver's seat and don't run away from America. Take a moment, take a little pause with yourself and say, okay, what the hell am I over this for? And where am I looking to go that doesn't have this? But what do I ultimately want from life? Like, what do you ultimately want from life? That is an extremely rhetorical question. What do you want? Write it down. Visualize it. You guys are weird because you guys use words and things. Manifestation. I'm a manifest this. I manifested this. This is the life that I manifested. But how? How do you think things get manifested? You think they happen by chance? You think it happens on a whim? None of this is real unless you do the work. Booking a ticket is easy. Staying in a place where you don't speak the language and you have no care to speak the language and you have no care to understand the culture, it's not easy. This part is the part that you don't see on the internet, the part that you put into your relocation toolkit. And when things get tough, you wrap your head around why you left, what you were looking for. Because it's a weird scenario for the first time as a grown ass person to have the weight of America off you, and you ain't never felt that weight be off of you. You guys need to understand that for the first time, your grown self is going to feel almost like a baby. You don't speak the language, but you really want to go. You don't speak Thai. You don't speak uh, Indonesian. You don't speak Spanish. You don't speak French. But these are the places you want to go. You don't want to speak. You don't speak Portuguese. But these are the places on your radar. And what I tell so many Americans, because for the first time, when you take the American weight off of you and you realize that is it okay to feel like I don't have like this pressure on me, you run into a scenario where you may become a completely different person that you don't even recognize. And I see it happen all the time. Because when you first get the weight off of you, people are asking, when do what is it like? It's kind of hard, how do you what is the word for freedom that doesn't you don't feel that you're not free? It feels like freedom, but you don't feel it until you get it. I can talk to you a thousand ways, but you won't feel what I'm saying until you get it. You need to get it to understand what it's like to have it, because some people are leaving America and saying, oh, I'm looking to be the 1% in another country. Well, I mean, most of y'all are looking to leave that thought process and that mindset behind. Yeah, putting yourself in a scenario of strategy and whether it's strategic, a lot of people talk about it. Oh, well, it's cheaper to live over there. That's true. It's oftentimes cheaper to live outside of the United States. The United States makes you pay a premium for BS and nothing, honestly. But when you talk about it, you have to understand that you, average American, has American privilege. There are certain things that go on in America. You know that the customer's always right. The customer's always right. You think that the customer's always right. That's the American standard. It's not a global standard, though. Did you know that the customer is not always right? Maybe your ass is dead wrong and somebody will not let you get over. I've seen these things that happen also. Some American privileges, um, and shame on you guys. But this is what is going on. People are going abroad to poorer countries than the United States. I don't call places third world countries, poorer countries than the United States. But when you steal everybody's stuff, you being rich doesn't have any monetary value to me because you just stole everything. That's another topic. But going to poorer countries, using credit cards, and then just going home and just disputing all the charges and everybody's fraud. You guys using things as travel or relocation and looking at it as, am I running away or is it strategic? The strategy lies within this in the person. I can tell you until I'm blue in the face that there are so many things. If you cut your nose off to spite your face, it can come be dangerous to you. It can come lessen your experience and opportunity to actually be different than who you are and what you have been doing in the United States. But when it comes down to some of the things that are is it strategic, it comes down to the user. Because so many of us are moving abroad and we're having a better quality of life, we're doing more exercise, we're getting out into the streets. I live in Medellin, there's ciclovia. Ciclovia, they shut down mostly major streets, and people are walking, biking, jogging, roller skating with family, friends. It's an opportunity to get out. Like, these things are all on your radar. Or you can come and go and do none of these things, and it won't be a strategic move. So many people, I asked the other day, what's keeping y'all? The people that are looking to move abroad, what is keeping you in the U.S.? And a couple of people said community. And I thought that was interesting because, one, I mean, obviously, if you don't know, then you don't know, which is cool. But one of the things I said, I was willing to go by myself and do it. And that's just me. I was willing to be by myself and go do something and find like-minded people. And they didn't even have to speak it like that was me. That was even before moving and relocating. But that was always been me. I've always been like not a loner, but more so I'm willing to go. Yet people are in a scenario where they don't realize that yes, your friends and your family are going to call you crazy. If you are my age or your family is a certain age. Now I got friends that they're like, yeah, my dad's only like 60 or 59. And I'm like, what? My dad almost 70 years old. Some of y'all might have dads in the 80s at 38 years old. I say all of this is because when people move abroad, especially us, people gonna tell you you're crazy. That's not in the box of tradition. Moving abroad, moving and leaving the United States. That wasn't even on our radar. We didn't even have the ability to do certain basic things. Never mind getting passports and leaving the United States. Never mind the cost of leaving the United States. Now we have the ability to have bigger wages and better wages, and even the ability to look on the phone and say, "Hey, there's other folks that we can connect with. All we need to do is just book a flight." Our ancestors and our grandparents weren't privy to that. They didn't have the ability to just go do that at a whim. So you guys are in a scenario right now where you do have the ability to do it, but they're still going to call you crazy for even thinking that you could. They're still going to say, why would you leave all of America to go to a third world country? Why would you give up all of this what terribleness? But they're still going to say it. But the strategic situation comes in with you and what you do, because some people move abroad and they go to the most expensive restaurants because now their $5,000 a month budget goes down to $2,500. So now they just spend all the money at their most expensive restaurants, flaunting and throwing money as if it was nothing because they've got a whole nother paycheck to go live their life. So for them, it's not a strategic move. However, the people that do it with intent, the people that sit here, they go to our website, which is once again movetravelabrod.com. They go to they go on our YouTube, Black Expat Life Abroad. They see all of the videos, all the conversations that we've had regarding different topics with other people. They start to realize, and I hear it from some people when I talk to them. I heard what you said, and I started to look really more intently into Medellin, because Medellin is a big place. It's a city, but it's got different neighborhoods, and I've got kids, so I need to look at these things. When I get here, how do I connect to people? Because a lot of people, one thing I've learned living abroad is that there's a lot more people like me in the world than I was exposed to in the United States. And I got friends and family from everywhere. But I always felt like me, but I always go and randomly talk to people and meet people. And it's like, you ever met somebody and almost immediately you were like, this is my kind of person? I meet people like that around the world all the time. So when you get to questions of, is it strategic? Is this wise to move? Only if you do it with intent. You're going to need community. You're giving up a community by leaving the United States, leaving your friends, leaving your family. They all told you were crazy. You go outside and you're not willing to learn the language, learn the culture, even meet new people. Then you aren't making any strategic move by leaving the United States. You guys might be pissed at me right now because you telling me that the answer to the question of whether this is a good idea or the bad idea is on me. That's not the answer to my question. It actually is. I see so much ignorance. I see so many of us that have been marginalized, have been down. People will do stuff to you just because of the way you look. I get it. But one thing that we don't realize, because in America, you don't get no American privilege. The money that you make, it goes, you got a house or whatever the case is, and obviously a phone or whatever you're watching this on, but you ain't, I don't go spend $1,000 a day on luxury items because I don't have it like that. Like, that's the most Americans. Yet the moment you get abroad, that $30,000 a year job that just might make it in the United States, now you're in the top 1% of earners in the city that you chose, because the top expat destinations are places where the US dollar goes further. And then you come and become a new person where you're flaunting the new wealth. You ever heard of new money? A lot of y'all getting tripped up on the new money. Y'all, it's the same money that you had. It just goes a lot further. What cost you $15 only costs you $3. Times that down the number of transactions that you got. And you lose your damn mind. So what became a strategic move, because you were done with the United States, you were over what was going on there, no longer strategic, because now you're doing things that make you somebody that could be a target or are dangerous just in general, because you have the weight of America off you and you don't know how to act. Do you see how much intent goes into whether or not you will have success? Connecting you with a realtor that won't scam you? Easy. Connecting you with the immigration lawyer that can get you approved? Easy. You being open to being a community-based person? It's not easy. I had somebody message me the other day, and I thought this was the most interesting thing. Person told me, and the message was a sweet message. It was just confusing. Um, you guys need help with relocation. You might need help some other way, but relocation, you need some help. You need platforms like this. You need real resources. You need to know who to pay, who not to pay. You need to know why to pay in those things. But a lot of you guys are DIY. Bob Vila, rest in peace. But you guys are thinking that you can do it yourself. I was in Colombia for 7, 8 years before I moved here. I would say I wasn't the average person moving to Colombia. You guys haven't even moved to a lot of these places, been to a lot of these places. It just seems like it's the right thing to do, which is not a good strategic move. But when I got here, I'm realizing that a lot of people messed up, got scammed. Some of the homies that have been here for a long time, they're like, when I first got here, I got scammed. They make it a known point to help try to make other people not help navigate different scams that are out here. And I say all this is because you guys are going to be in a scenario where you're going to do what you want. But if I tell you that you need help, if I tell you to work with a lawyer, because as overworked and overwhelmed as you are in the United States, as not a lawyer or immigration lawyer as you are, as running away in that feeling of it, you guys are in a scenario to make mistakes. It's too big of a stage for you. It's too big of an opportunity for you. So the move is only going to work. The relocation strategy, the one that you have put together, is only going to work with the intention of what it is and the spirit of what it is that you do it with. I need you to understand that. The destinations don't matter until you get your checklist together. You guys want to hear the top expat destinations in the world, and none of those matter because I can name 5 places and they're the top 5, and none of them are the right place for you. You're putting in things that aren't for you. Googling what expat destinations for Black people. You might be a Black person that's maybe a LGBTQ. You might have a dog that you want to bring. You might have a partner where you make the money and they don't work. These visas are different. The rules are different. And you guys are using a blanket to make a life-changing decision. So no, it's not smart if you Nike it. You just do it. Your ass gonna be right where you sitting here watching this. Kentucky, Philadelphia, Atlanta, New York. It don't matter. You gonna be right back there. And people gonna say, "Well, what happened? I thought you had a grand plan." Listen, go into travel groups. Go into the travel groups, the ones that are on Facebook. For whatever, not the ones that are specific to a location, but the ones that are just on there and saying, "Hey, I want to relocate," or "Hey, I want to go travel here." It's a lot of sad stories. People that sold their life and went and moved abroad and didn't even take the time to say, "Do I have a VPN where this job is not going to know where I am?" Losing careers, moving their families over. I read one story. The girl, she was in Thailand and was doing the visa runs just like everybody else had told her and everything else. And then they said, "Oh no," I said, "You can't come back in the country." She said, "Well, my stuff is in there." She said, "You can't come back in the country. I don't know what to tell you." She went on a visa run for the weekend and went for with a weekend bag and with the child. And next thing you know, country said can't come in. These things are all on your radar. The intent of how you move with them is the difference between, is it running away, which is I didn't prepare, so I'm just running out and don't know where I'm going. And if I'm going to have success and is this strategic, you got to use some strategy. You guys are trying to manifest a new life. I know it. I know it. It's on your vision board. Cool. Manifest it, but do it. Be intentful about it. Don't lie to yourself. They always say in sports, you can't cheat the game. You can't cheat relocation. That's real because you guys see what the internet is the best and the worst thing in the world. The internet got me right in front of you right now, hopefully giving you something that you can use. But also, it's a whole bunch of people that think that they got a lot of stuff to tell you. A whole bunch of master classes going on. I ain't worried the word master. I put almost a decade of knowledge together, and I still am learning every day. I done seen people turn around in a year and literally then went from here to here to here and all in a year, and then now I'm back in the United States. Well, what happened? Why'd you go back? Didn't work out, didn't have a plan, didn't know how to make money, didn't know how to stay, was just winging it with your life. Tomorrow ain't promised. I say, hey, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Somebody come on here and say, hey, he's not here anymore. I did my best. You ain't promised none of these days that's supposed to be ahead of you. You're not promised to get to 65 and get it figured out then. You need to do this like it's tomorrow, like it's now. Move with the intent, manifested by having intention. Understand what I'm giving up, what I'm looking to leave, and where I'm going. Y'all want to be in places because some influencer told you, and it don't even jive with who you are. Then you get there and tell everybody it's a bad place. You shouldn't even be here. I need you guys to wrap your head around these things because these are the tough conversations. Now, the easy part is you say, people want to know. So stop places to move. Ask yourself, what do you want? What am I looking for? That is the top places for you to move. Oh, I need to be around Black Americans because ain't nothing like that. People ask me all the time, Colombia, they got soul food? And I'm like, that's such a unique question to ask. Yes, American came down here and bought it, but you're going to Colombia looking for a cuisine that was traditionally done by enslaved people in America, in Colombia. Do you see why I tell people it's okay if you stay home and you don't, because if you don't want to do this, then don't come. All you're going to do is have a bad time. But if you are willing to move with the intent that we talk about here tonight, then you can do it with a strategy that will help you. Yes, it is one of the best things. My life is like a before I left America and a after I left America. Do y'all understand? So before I left America, I was consumed with what Mercedes Benz I needed to drive. I used to buy $500 worth of clothes every week or two. I used to go out and spend $300 at a restaurant just for on a Tuesday, just because we were hungry and wanted to go get some good food, and I didn't really like care. Like I've had the stuff that like I don't want anybody to think that I am coming from a place of well that mother and never had nothing, so you don't know what it's like to have anything and move with intention. Who? No, 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 no. I used to be a different person. As I was leaving and getting ready to leave, the reason and things that were pulling me away from America was the consumption of these things. But I had to literally ask myself, what do I want? Clearly, it's not a new car. Clearly, it's not new clothes. Clearly, it's not food. Food goes in and food goes out. That's food. What do you want? Can you be successful with this move? Maybe. Maybe. I don't tell nobody, I guarantee them nothing because you have to do so many things that I can't do for you. You have to ask yourself, am I going to close my brain off or am I going to learn the local language? Well, how is it for somebody that doesn't speak English? You should, Spanish. You should try. You should learn a new couple of phrases. You will use the bathroom every morning, sit there and learn some phrases. Hello, how are you? It's nice to meet you. Where's the bathroom? You want to go into a new country and say, hey, I'm going to sell everything that I own, but I am willing to not know how to ask somebody how to go to the bathroom. Where's the bathroom at? And I'm grown. And I think that's a good way. My ancestors were definitely, my grandfather and my grandmother were sharecroppers. My great grandfather is the son of one of the owner folks. So I say all of this is to say, when I didn't run out of America. You shouldn't be in a position to run out of America. I'm leaving America right where it is. I can go back to America anytime. My passport is blue. I can go back to America at any time. You can too. It's not the end all be all. So you're not running out of it. But you should give yourself a little grace in thinking that you woke up in the best place in the best scenario in the world. Aren't you awfully lucky? But if America's dream and the rat race of it is all starting to feel like maybe this ain't gonna work out, test the waters out. Test it out. Take it with intention. Start figuring out what it is you're looking to give up. Start figuring out what it is that you're looking forward to have in your life. I want to have the access to good food and quality food. I want the access to be able to travel more. I want to have the access to spending time with family and friends and not feeling like hustle culture is my definition of my life. Like, what do you want? One of the best things my dad ever told me was, and he was just talking to himself, but to me, he was like, "Hey, when I get up in the mirror, I look at myself. My name is Roger. You guys know me as RJ, but he said, I see little Roger in the mirror." And for a while, I didn't know what he meant, but as I got to be an adult, I'm like, I remember. I used to want to be an astronaut. It was to be then I wanted to be a journalist, and I wanted to do all of this stuff. And because life just, I need to get the car, I need to get the stuff, I need to get the things, and I'm just running. And it was a long time that I had sat with myself and asked myself what I wanted with life. And it wasn't stuff, and it wasn't things. And I had to sit with myself and give myself attention because I had consumed and had all this stuff. I had all the stuff around me. I had the stuff and the things around me. And I said, what do I want? What do I actually want? Who am I willing to be to get what it is that I want? Do I want community? Well, I gotta learn a language. Or I'm only gonna have this kind of community. Oh, I want to be a part of, a group of people that, I get so many of my friends be like, the ones that are living abroad, me, they're like, yo, we should just travel, every 3 months we can go somewhere else, especially if things aren't flexible here, we can go somewhere else and we can just all stay together. The one homie, she was like, I like y'all. We could get a whole like 5-bedroom house and just live somewhere and just go find another 5-bedroom and live there. And it'd be even cheaper than what it is that we're paying because we all like each other. And it's like, you Y'all scared to leave those folks. You asking about, well, I don't have any community. Like, you're going to find it if you do it the right way. It's families out here, single mothers, single fathers. It's so, everybody that's like you is out here. And they came by themselves. The family came by themselves as a family. The individual, the couple that you like to hang out with, they all came by themselves because everybody told them they was crazy. But they did it with the intent of saying, I'm willing to have my drawbridge low enough to meet new people, to have new experiences. So, is moving abroad running away? It can be. You can be running away right now. You should not be. Stand up and fight, young man. You'll be all right. Is moving abroad strategic? It can be. You could change the entire trajectory of your life. You could change the entire trajectory of your entire family's life. But if you don't move with any intention, you just jump out of a moving plane with no parachute and thinking, God got me. God do have you. And I hope he nudges you hard enough to know that you should probably stay home unless you're going to move with intent. And if you're ready to move with intent, one of the best things you can do is come on a scouting trip or go on a scouting trip to wherever it is that you are looking to go. Inspect what you expect. Get on the ground, boots on the ground. Don't go sell all your stuff. Figure it out if the community that's even there is your kind of community. Some communities aren't open to newcomers. Some people aren't open and don't get together and do anything. If that's important to you, go inspect it with intention. Some people may want to go and say, oh, well, I'm just going to move because Airbnb says this is a nice place. How are you going to do that with no understanding of what the neighborhood looks like? Understanding, just do AI. No, I'm not. Understanding what the city and what the neighborhood actually affords you. Maybe it's walkable, maybe it's not. I'm 6'3". I need a king size bed. How am I going to know if I don't know what's there? So, February 16th to the 22nd, you guys can come down here to Medellin, Colombia, and come on our scouting trip. It gives you guys the opportunity to come meet the immigration lawyer, meet the real estate people, meet the military vet that can help you get connected to the VA. All of the things that you need, as well as the community. We take you on neighborhood tours, apartment tours, designed to help give you real boots on the ground and what your life will be like here on a random day, because that is what is going to make you stay. The people that you know, the people that you meet, it's going to feel a lot easier. It's going to feel a lot realer. You're going to see yourself in others and realize, hey, these guys are just like me. They did it. And now I even know them, so I can bounce ideas off of them. I can get connected to the community before I gave and sold all my stuff, so you don't have all that sweat coming down. That's the opportunity that you guys have. We have this one coming up February 16th to the 22nd. We also have the other ones coming up through the rest of the year. You guys can go to moodtravelabroad.com. Mood travelabroad.com. That is where you're going to get not only the relocation tour, we help with visas and all of that stuff, but for the people that are still on the budget, it's all good. There are plenty of free resources there. Take the test. The test asks you some questions about yourself. It says, hey, we cover Colombia, Mexico, Panama, and South Africa. We have experts on the ground in all of those places. We don't want you to have to worry about where to go. We need to get you to worry about how to go. And hopefully tonight you heard some more introspection that you need to do, that you need to prepare yourself for, the intent that you need to move with in order to actually succeed in relocating. You guys had it on your vision board. 2026 is my year. I'm leaving America. They've given you 15 reasons because it's the 15th day. They've given you 15 reasons since January 1st to leave, and it's only the 15th day. What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? And will you succeed? Hopefully. I will be back here tomorrow, right where you see me right now. I need you guys to make certain that you share this with somebody. Comment. Let me know what it is that you guys want to talk about. We have an entire list of topics, but we always take comments and questions, specific ones, to help you guys. My job is to just give you the reality. The 21-day relocation reality check. It's an entire scenario designed for you, the person that is looking to move abroad. Get the real information that they need. Know what they need. fluff. This is not for monetization. This is only for realization. The realization that you can actually do it, but you need to have intent. So I appreciate you guys as always. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for being the best part of this, which is intentful listeners and people that will actually go about succeeding in this journey that we call relocation. My name is RJ Mood. I'll be back tomorrow a las 6 de la tarde.